Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again. Oh my gosh, you guys, Chanel are always in some BS, as you know. So I have a bunch of things I want to talk to you guys about today concerning Chanel, and then we'll go through a few of the cruise 2022 looks. Please make sure you're subscribed. Let's just get straight into the video. I beg your pardon. So the first thing is that Bruno Pavlovsky, he's the CEO of Chanel Fashion. He's the most important executive at Chanel, besides the Wertheimer family who control and own the house. So backstage at the Cruise 2022 show, a very brave journalist from Women's Wear Daily, WWD, approached him for some chit chat and managed to get some scoops, okay? Some really juicy things. First of all, okay, Bruno, you basically accused YSL of copying Chanel. He literally uses the word parasite in the article. I'll link it in the description below. He's like, we're just like really disappointed. I'm paraphrasing here, but I've read the whole thing. We're really disappointed in Saint Laurent and like another house, like how they would copy our designs and like steal our designs. And they said, houses shouldn't parasite each other, whatever. And obviously maybe he's like translating from French in his head, but parasite means the same thing in most of the European Romanesque languages, okay? We all know what a parasite is. So he's referring to Saint Laurent doing a collection, I think it's their autumn-winter collection, where they feature tweed suits. And that's what he's talking about when he says that they're copying. And it's just like, I just think Chanel are so arrogant. Like, you do not have a patent on tweed. If I recall correctly, isn't tweed originally from Scotland or something like that? So it's definitely not French originally, so I don't know why you're trying to like check another brand. And Chanel stayed checking people, like they'll be happy to check you, okay? And I just think it's absolutely outrageous for him to accuse Saint Laurent of copying. I looked actually at the show itself. Yes, Chanel did popularize the skirt suit, the tweed skirt suit, but you don't own tweed, okay? And this is something I really don't like about a lot of the French luxury houses. They are very litigious for this reason. Christian Louboutin suing, every mum and their dog over red soles, when red soles and colored soles more generally were worn, in the French court, before the French Revolution. So I think it's just quite like arrogant to say that they're copying you and they're copying our tweed suits. You popularized something. That doesn't mean you colonized it. That doesn't mean you have a patent on it. If you guys follow a lot of these like fashion law cases, you tend to see that it's really, really hard to like patent a kind of an idea that can be done in many different ways. So you maybe popularize the tweed suit, but you don't own all of the IP around the tweed suit. I just thought it was so crazy for him to like try and check YSL. I'm like, whoa, you try and check Saint Laurent. Like, focus on your Cruise 2022 show, because we need to talk about that, and we'll do that at the end. The next juicy scoop from WWD that they managed to get out of the CEO of Chanel Fashion was him kind of alluding to Virginie Viard's future. Of course, as most of you know, Virginie Viard was Karl Lagerfeld's number 2. She worked with him for 30 years at the house before he passed on, and she is now the creative director, the designer for the house. And the WWD journalist kind of referred to rumors in the fashion industry that Chanel want to replace Virginie. His response is interesting. His response is like, well, as more and more time goes on and as each collection comes, the more I'm sure that Virginie is the right person for the job. So I'm paraphrasing what he said, but that's pretty much what he said because I read the article. And I was like, ooh, that's an interesting little comment. It's not like, yeah, we completely believe in her. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But it's like, yeah, as more time goes on, as each collection comes to pass, we think she's the right person for the job. I definitely think when Karl passed on, I do think that the Chanel and the Wertheimer family more broadly were definitely like freaked out, like who's the right person. I do think hiring from the inside was the right thing to do. Virginie is not a mercurial designer. She's not like Thierry Mugler, she's not like Olivier Rousteing. I mean, Olivier is so great. He's a designer of Balmain. He's so great at social media, at marketing, at connecting with celebrities. She's not really like that. She seems quite shy, quite quiet. But that's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that she's the wrong person for the job. I have not been a fan of a lot of her work at the house. However, I do still think she's the right person for the job because I feel like she needs time to settle into the role, and time means a few years. I didn't Carl pass on in 2019. That's still not enough time. Okay, Carl was there for 30 years, God knows how long. Don't forget, when he's at Chanel, he's also doing work for Fendi. Okay, I think she deserves, a good decade. Okay, she's earned it. So let's not be hypocritical here. And I hate to see all this chatter about her being replaced, like being about the fact that she is a woman. I definitely think her being a woman is playing a role more than other things. And let's be honest, if Virginie or someone from the inside isn't the designer, who realistically is going to be able to design Chanel clothes? Say what you want, but Chanel is a couture house. It has to have a couturier derived designer. Okay, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, okay, but Virgil Abloh is not a couturier. Okay, at best he's like an artist designer type, and even Demna at Balenciaga, I love what he's doing at Balance, but I definitely see him more with like Virgil Abloh. They're more like artist designers, if you will. Chanel needs a couturier. I think that she's actually proving that she is like at that couture level, but I do think it takes time, like for brands and for the consumer base to kind of gel with like the new designer. I think she's pretty much stayed true to everything that Carl did in terms of like the design tenets for Chanel, and then she's like adding her new vision now. I don't like those acrylic bags. I don't feel like those acrylic bags are something that Carl personally would have done. The way they look, some of them look quite plasticky, but who am I to talk? Virginie is responsible for the caramel flap, which is a mega hit. Virginie is responsible for the mini top handle bag, which I hate, but so many of you love and so many of you think it's amazing and beautiful. So I think that she's proven that she can have her own hits. And just really quickly, like realistically, there's no one in the fashion industry at this point who could take on that role and like replace her. Jean-Paul Gaultier has been quiet for some time. I also don't think that Chanel is like his look. Thierry Mugler, who is my favorite fashion designer of all time, he's like bodybuilding now. He's completely retired from fashion. He's done. Okay, he doesn't want to deal with the drama anymore. Can't blame him after everything he went through with his brand and the crazy stuff going on at Clarins. It's wild. And then I think there's one person left who I think could do it, but I don't think even if he was offered the job, he would take it. It's probably Olivier Teskins. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He's a very super talented designer, and I think he has that couture mind. John Galliano realistically is never going to be the head of a French house again, sadly. But I think if there were two people left, if Virginie was to leave, it would probably be Olivia Teskins and John Galliano. But that's neither here nor there. It's just me speculating based off Chanel fashion CEO's comments. I mean, obviously she's not getting replaced. She's not going to get sacked. There's so many ridiculous rumors. Give her time. She still needs time. I'm not a fan of a lot of everything that she's doing, but Virginie is showing that she can make commercial bags that people want to buy. Virginie is responsible for the metallic reissue. That was a huge hit. She has made a lot of unicorn bags. She can make her own unicorns, and she's proven that. So I'm very curious to know what you guys think about that as well. And then finally, to Chanel's point of why I think that Virginie should definitely be given a chance is like, there's this guy, I think he's called Michel something, I've forgotten his name. He is the, I think, set designer or like music coordinator for all of Chanel's catwalk shows since 1990. He's worked for the house. He posted like a racist and racially charged photo on his Instagram concerning people of Asian descent and got dragged, and rightfully so. He deserved to be dragged, okay? And so when he got dragged by a lot of top Asian fashion influencers, including Brian Boy, who's obviously a fashion blogger OG. And he apologized. He said he was really sorry. And I didn't want to, I think the picture's been taken down. I don't care to search for the photo, because if Asian people are saying it's racist, I absolutely am down for them. And I want to support them through all the tribulations they're going through at the moment. And I think it was something like, he posted a photo from a party featuring some of his friends making very offensive gestures concerning the Asian people, and there was like a reference to the plague. At the end of the day, that is absolutely bang of order. End of. Racism is not acceptable in any shape or form. Now, in the interview, Pavlovsky says something interesting. He's like, we're not going to get rid of someone or sever ties with someone over an incident. Okay, now please keep that same energy for Virginie, okay? Because if you're going to save this man's job, and he's been there since 1990, you better give Virginie, okay, a few decades into and give her fair time as well to acclimatize herself to the job and to the brand. I do think Virginie is quite shy. We haven't really seen much of her. Olivier has got like a Porsche endorsement deal at the moment. Olivier takes pictures with celebs. He's with Kim, honey. He's like in the French Riviera running around, you know, living the good life. So she's a different kind of designer. If Chanel are going to forgive this man, okay, that's their decision. They get to make the call. We don't get to make the call for them. And he hasn't been fired. He hasn't been sacked. He made an apology. He said he was really sorry and it would never happen again. Okay, fair enough. And like I said, I support, you know, John Galliano. I believe in redemption. And I believe that people can be sorry. And obviously, as a Christian, as a Roman Catholic, fundamentally, I believe in forgiveness. Now, that said, I do not think it is acceptable to post things like that, and he should have known better. And in what world is it okay to post racist things? It is not okay. But Chanel said they're forgiving him. They don't want to hear any more about it from you people. Okay, so I'm like, cool, Bruno, if you're going to forgive this man, we're going to give the woman many years to get it right. I would love to know what you think about all of that. Before I go, let's go through some of the cruise looks. I want to show you the costume jewelry that's not there. Costume jewelry doesn't look that great. I'm here defending Virginie against the lads, but some of the stuff that she's been up to, honey, babe, I don't know what you're doing, girl, but not a massive fan, to be honest with you. The costume jewelry is not great. As usual, all credits to the owners of the photos will be in the description below. This pink bag is interesting. I was like, ooh, okay. That's the only cruisy looking thing of this whole collection that looks like a cruise piece. I like that. I love this pink skirt suit. I think it's so feminine, so cute. I think younger consumers are gonna love this piece. I mean, it does look quite short. I would probably wear it with tights and not fishnets, like actual denier tights that are completely opaque. But I think it's such a cute look. I also love this jumper. I think this jumper is absolutely adorable. I think this jumper is going to sell out. Interestingly, I think the prêt-à-porter of this collection, even though I don't like all of the black, I think the prêt-à-porter of this collection is really, really good and looks way better than the bags. There's this black bag here that I think was very vintage, very cute. I think this will sell very well. I also love the Chanel cursive writing. So when I saw it on this bag, I was like, yes, okay, feeling excited. So I was feeling like the bags were looking better. There's also this velvet piece. What do you guys think of this? Are you vibing? Are you digging? Would you get this? I'm not really too sure about this. In general, those are like the best things that I found. Oh yeah, and then there's also this hideous thigh accessory thing for your thighs. So if you're not like a UK 8, okay, you cannot wear this thing because it's gonna look ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I don't care what anyone says. Anyway. In general, the cruise collection itself is okay. It doesn't look like a cruise collection to me. It looks like an autumn winter collection. That's why I said give Virginie time. I don't really understand what Virginie's doing at the moment, but I don't get to make the calls. So I want to give Virginie some time. I think Virginie needs a few years. Mr. Lagerfeld's been gone now since 2019. Give us some time to soak herself into the collections and into the mood. The whole point of cruise is that the cruise collections were meant to be the clothes that jet-setting men and women wore when they went to like the south of France or the French Riviera. I don't know about walking around the French Riviera wearing black and wearing jumpers, but maybe they see something that I don't see. We'll probably see more stuff coming on the website soon. So really quickly, if you guys are going to be shopping in store, you want to know what you're going to see in store. In May, as I said in my previous video, you'll see the Chanel Cocoa Beach swimwear collection, pre-collection thing. And then in June, it's Métier d'Art, 21A. And then in September, it's 21K. So I believe that's like, yeah, what's 21K again? I've already forgotten, autumn, winter. And then cruise will be in November 2021. So I mean, Chanel are churning out collections. Don't forget, we also will have Coco Neige at some point as well that will be floating around at some point this year. So Chanel, at the end of the day, I think that they know what they're doing. They're a powerhouse, super mega brand. I think that Chanel are very aggressive. I think they're very arrogant, and the executives at Chanel say crazy things, but they do have the results coming out in June. Of course, I will cover it. I would love to know what you think. As usual with me, it never changes when it comes to the house of Chanel. I just love the trendy CC. I really like the Chanel 19 wallets on a chain. It never really changes. Those are the only two things I'm really interested in, the Chanel 19 and the trendy CC, which is my favorite Chanel bag. So I'm always like staying up to date basically what's going on in the world of the trendy. I also really like the costume jewelry. I was looking at some costume jewelry pieces today as well. But that is what's going on at Cruise. I would love to know what you guys think about everything. And as usual, if you like what I'm doing, please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. I've got lots of really cool, exciting videos coming up this month, and it's been so much fun to make them for you. So as long as you keep watching, I'll keep making them. And thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I'm very honored. Thank you. And I'll see you in my next video.